Good morning, everybody. Morning, Adam.
Hi, Shaun. Good to see you.
It's been way too long since we've been together.
It's been a while, isn't it?
Welcome to You Garden TV. My name's Shaun Radham.
Can't get your own name
Shaun
right.
Radham. That's new. Yes. I'll start again.
We've hybridised.
Yes, we've merged. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is Adam Wilcott. Together, we are going to show you the most incredible plants over the next couple of hours. Got some absolutely outstanding deals, haven't we?
We have, yeah, and some stunning, stunning bedding plants to make all your beds and borders look glorious this summer.
And we've actually got a few, I think, quite unusual ones, don't you?
Yeah,
some ones that you might not have seen, some different varieties. We've got an incredible deal of the week with our fruit trees, which we have never, ever done before. But for those of you that are new, because I know you might have just found You Garden on our live streams, postage is free on every single item that's on the show, which is amazing, isn't it?
It is, because sometimes if you're spending £6-7 on postage, that could be another plum, couldn't it?
Yeah, and some other companies will charge you per item, but we are going to give you free postage on absolutely everything today. But very important, there is a special code that you need to use, and today's code is YGTV 1425. 1425. Yeah,
so weeks are moving, months are moving on.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking.
So a quarter of the way through, pretty, getting there now. So,
So that is a code, and that will unlock all the promotions, because some items might be on a special promotion with a discount, or it might be a double offer or a buy one get one free, but that code needs to go in your basket. You'll also see two prices on the screen. One is our club price, and basically if you are a club member with You Garden, you will save 15% on all of your plants, your pots and your compost every single time that you order. If you're not a club member, you can join today, place your very first order and instantly save 15%, and it's £10 for the entire year to join on auto renewal. But we are going to start with the ultimate orchard collection. I was going to call it a mini orchard collection, but you get 4 trees here. It's only the trees that are mini in terms of size, but 4 fruit trees.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. And these are compact and small enough to grow in our 30-litre pots as well, if you want them to. So, but even if you've got a tiny space, you can now grow apples, you can grow pears, you can grow plums, you can grow cherries in a tiny space.
And the price we have got today for our deal of the week is incredible. You're going to get all 4 fruit trees for $34.96. Club members, $29.72, and that's working out less than £7.50 a tree with free delivery. And these are not. I mean, I was at the supermarket the other day, and they were selling bare root fruit trees. They were £10 each, which was a very good price. But do you know what? When I looked at them, Adam, I didn't know the varieties, and they were like what we call whips. They were like single stems. These are multi-branched. They are already very, very mature trees.
Yeah, I mean, they are, Shaun, and they're smothered in bud. Now, you might be kind of thinking, hold on a minute, because if you look at the base of these, you can see they're not in a pot. But what's happened with these have been lifted during the winter time. They've been lifted while they're dormant. We've kept them in cold storage, and they don't know they've been lifted out the ground. All you've got to do is, when you get them home, is soak them overnight, 24 hours in a bucket of water, plant them. Within a couple of weeks, all these gorgeous buds will shoot, and you'll be on your way to fantastic fruit from these.
And if you use our code today, YGTV1425, you are going to save £45. And these are the nation's favourite fruits. You think about it. The cherry is Cherry Stella. We're looking at Plum Victoria, the nation's favourite plum. I love a Braeburn apple, don't you?
That's my faivourite Braeburn. That originates from New Zealand. I love Braeburn because it's sweet, it's crunchy, it's zesty. It's just, really, they're never woolly, are they?
No. I know exactly what you mean. And then Conference pears, sweet, delicious, juicy.
Yeah, one of the most famous pears in the world. In fact, all of these varieties really are world famous varieties of fruit trees in their own right. I mean, Victoria plum has probably got to be the most famous in the world. Braeburn's got to be one of the most famous apples. All of these just incredible, easy to grow. And don't forget as well, because we sometimes skip this, beautiful blossom on these trees in the spring.
All self-fertile as well, Adam.
Yeah, which is good.
And as we said earlier, you can grow these in a pot. And although these are compact varieties grown in mini rootstocks, their yields are incredibly big.
Yeah, I mean, because they're smaller trees, you're not going to get smaller fruit. You will get normal size fruit on these trees. We can see here, what you see there is what you're going to get. And these trees are never going to get to more than about a couple of metres tall or so as well. So, for example, with the cherry, birds love cherries, don't they? When all those cherries are bright red, you're lucky to get them if the birds don't first. With a smaller tree, you can put bird-friendly netting or something over it, and you can protect those cherries really, really easy. And cherry pickers are definitely redundant with these because you barely need to sort of reach up to pick cherries from these ones.
Now there's a real urgency to order these today, and I mean that sincerely. We are getting towards the end of bare root season, and when I mean that, it's going to get too hot, too warm. What we'll do with any bare roots that are left, they'll be planted in pots and sold for a far higher price. You know, I'm not being funny, but you can actually pay £30 for a potted fruit tree easily any day of the week. A lot more actually in certain nurseries and garden centres. But if you buy these today, get them planted, and as Adam said, our 30-litre pots, pack of 4 of those would be ideal, and our premium vegetable compost, you are going to have your own mini orchard that's going to give you kilos of fruit every year for many, many decades to come. And we always say you may well get some fruit in the first year, but you won't get your biggest crop. You know, the first year is about these getting rooted in, getting established. But then in year 2 onwards, you'll start getting more and more of these beautiful fruits. Kilos of cherries and conference pears and Braeburn apples and Victoria plums. Now, if you are not a club member, we've got the best club for you, and I really mean that. It's a brilliant club, and it got even better actually this year. For £10 only a year, you will save 15% on every single plant, pot and compost offer. You'll also get 7.5% on things like your tools, lots machinery, things like lawnmowers, garden furniture. But look at this, if you look at the bottom left, you'll also receive £20 in product vouchers and 2 free postage vouchers that are also worth $6.99 each. Now, you don't pay postage on the live shows, but if you're ordering something from the website, for example, you'd have to pay postage. You get 2 vouchers against that postage worth $6.99 each and £20 worth of vouchers as well. So actually, you get your money back in the first order, don't you?
So that discount club price at $29.72, you could knock another £5 off of that if you used a voucher as well, presumably.
Yeah, if you've got a voucher.
Well,
yeah.
That is phenomenal because I mean, these trees, these aren't whips, those little kind of spindly sticks. These are multi-branched. These are going to fruit possibly this year, definitely next year. They're ready to go. I mean, these are just going to be fantastic.
And you know what? There's nothing more rewarding than growing your own fruit and picking it from a tree and eating it straight away. And actually, one of the saddest things when I was doing a bit of research recently, I thought, I wonder how much fruit is imported in the UK, and it can be around about 80% of our fruit is imported.
Yeah,
which is shocking when you think about the carbon footprints. And when you think about as importing fruit from all over the world, what an impact that has on the environment. If you can grow your own, if everyone grew a bit of fruit and veg, it would make the world of difference.
It would, and also, Shaun, apples. Some apples can be stored for months and months and months before you eat them.
Yeah.
Again, we say this about all the fruit. We say about strawberries and raspberries. Until you've actually grown your own fruit and picked it at that precise moment, you've never tasted an apple like a Braeburn when you've grown it yourself, or cherries like Stella when you've grown them yourself. The taste is so different to the supermarket.
So all of our regulars, if you haven't got any fruit trees, you can grow these, as we said, in the heavy-duty pots. They're not difficult to grow in a pot. Loads of you in the chat, by the way. Anne saying good morning. Shaun, Adam and Stu and everyone in the chat. Alwyn's there as well, saying good morning to us all. Julia, good morning to you as well. But yeah, if you've got any questions, we would love to hear from you as well. Penny and David are on Facebook as well, but we have got a phenomenal show today. Oh, and I forgot to mention, by the way, you may be watching us on the Craft Store as well. So hello to all of our crafting / gardening friends out there as well. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to also have your emails. So if you want to send any emails and pictures, that's the email address at the Potting Shed, which is ygtv@yougarden.com. They are amazing trees for club members, £7.50 each, just under.
And you can see the pots would be absolutely ideal for these. Brilliant.
Can I give the details of the pots actually, Stu? Am I allowed? Yay! Yes, £5 a pot here on YGTV, and that is 130011. And they'll be happy there for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they would.
Won't they?
Yeah, all you've got to do, remember, when you grow things in pots, though, is to keep them well watered and also keep them fed. And our Blooming Fast liquid fertiliser is brilliant. So follow the instructions, feed them, and they'll last donkey's years.
And this is my garden. These are some of the things I use the pots for. I mean, they're not just for fruit trees. I grow tomatoes in them. I've got raspberry canes growing them. I use them for DIY jobs. You know, I'm doing little jobs around the garden, tidying up. I put all of my tools in there as well. They are super strong. I know that looks a mess, but that unanimous there, unanimous. I always got unanimous, Adam. I'll add an extra N.
Why not?
I always like to, make names even longer of plants, but that's unanimous there. I just don't know where to put it, so it's got a temporary home. Whenever I'm using compost, I always decant it in the heavy duty pots. I find it a lot easier to work from a pot than a bag.
Yeah, funny enough, I was doing a job last week as well where we were replacing some gravel on a lady's front garden, and there was quite a lot of shrubs in there, so I actually just kept filling one of those tubs up with the gravel from the bulk bag, and then it was really easy just to sprinkle it between the plants.
Yes.
So yeah, loads of uses. I keep my bamboo canes in these because I get felt them sliding and slipping all over the place. You can use them for harvesting. You can do what you're doing there, Shaun, deadheading, tidying up.
Yeah.
Just myriads of uses for these, even to kind of just store all your bits and pieces, or you want to go around the garden, stick your gloves in there, your secateurs, your trowel, you know, all those different bits and pieces.
They're just an absolute winner. They really are. They just are so useful, but they are brilliant for these fantastic fruit trees as well. 130011.
Love that bit of driftwood you got there.
Oh! I bought that from Ideal World, where I used to work for 20 odd years, where you worked as well. I bought that in the first year when I worked there.
It's beautiful.
It's 25 years old.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Looks
worn
good.
a lot better than I have, Adam. Right, so those are the heavy duty pots, 130011. Now we've also got, just to give you the heads up of what else is coming up, we have got our oleanders back for the first time this year. We've got the red, we've got the pink, and we've got the really rare yellow.
Yeah, I love the yellow. So, and they just bring such a fantastic feel to the garden, don't they? They give you that tropical Mediterranean holiday feel to the garden.
And do you know what, because we say they're harder to about, well, when they're young, about -5, but I think they get harder than that, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, I can think of where I live in Swaffham. There's 2 places in Swaffham where I've lived there for 7 years, and I've seen the same oleander get through all the winter since I've lived there.
Well, my mum's made it through the winter and it got no protection whatsoever. So they are coming up. Tony, we're going to answer your question later. I know you just emailed in, so Stu is on it. Right, we're going to start though with what we're predicting to be the favourites today. Let's see how right we are. We've got lots of bedding plants for you, and some unusual ones, and then just some really good deals actually, some really affordable bedding. And we're going to start off with the begonia Big Mix, and it's called Big Mix because these particular varieties of begonia have got bigger flowers and bigger leaves.
They have, yeah. And these get to about 30 centimetres tall. So, you know, when you think about the begonias, the little begonia semperflorans, they're the same type of flower and they're the same type of foliage, but these are bigger. These are you know, sort of brassier. These are kind of really kind of good for filling space, especially in dark areas, shady areas, cooler areas. But they'll grow in sun as well. I mean, they're really adaptable. But once they start flowering, which will be about midsummer, they literally will flower all the way up until the frost finally kind of knocks them back. And well, you know, Shaun, we both garden, and I'm generally finding these days we're not really getting those damaging frosts now till November.
Absolutely.
At the earliest, to be honest.
So you'll recognise this type of begonia, but say it's a breed that is bigger in terms of the flowering and the leaves, so it's more impactful. And also what I love about this, you often find this type of begonia used in commercial displays. They tend to be, Adam, very drought tolerant as well, don't they?
Yeah. These are definitely drought tolerant, these ones. And the good thing is that, you know, they're shade tolerant, because sometimes we struggle, don't we, to find plants that do well in shady areas. So, you know, these do really well in shade. And it's not just the flowers that look stunning. These, look at the foliage. I mean, look at that beautiful dark kind of purpley foliage. Those sort of really kind of unusual shaped leaves, and the foliage makes an absolute fabulous foil for the flowers. And you know what, with these as well, you don't need to deadhead them. They actually deadhead themselves. So once you planted them, you just leave them. You just enjoy them for the rest of the summer. When you get them home, they'll be in these gorgeous little greenhouses. Just keep them somewhere frost-free for the interim. And I cannot believe, Shaun, the size of these plants in these little plugs already.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you these in a second, because even the plug plants are already very, very strong with massive leaves. And then we've improved our packaging on lots of our plug plants, so they still arrive in the mini greenhouse in the recyclable cardboard box. But they've got these little kind of we call them quick loaders, and that just protects them even further. Give them a little squeeze, take them out, really rooted, give them a good drink when they arrive, so just rehydrate them for an hour or so, and then just grow them on. But you can see that even look at the leaves, these are bigger.
Yeah, they are. And the great thing is I like the contrast, because some will have those green leaves, some will have those more kind of purpley, sort of coppery, bronzy kind of leaves.
And look, they just cannot wait to flower.
Is that a flower already?
Yeah.
I can see that. It's a flower bud already. So basically, by the time you get these out, once the last of the frosts have gone, they're going to be flowering pretty much from the start, and they will go literally all the way right up until there's a strong enough frost to finally stop them late in the autumn.
But really easy to grow, really reliable, and as Adam said, really adaptable as well. 403.96, and the discount price there just $14.44. Now we are very excited about our flocks that are coming up next, because this is the Pop Stars mix, and these are, I mean, I bet loads of you watching today have never seen these before.
No, look at them.
I know.
They are wow.
Come on, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I love flocks. I've grown sort of bedding flocks for sort of donkey's years. I can remember, even when I worked in a garden centre back in the 80s, they were popular then. But these ones are a little bit different, and they've got these fantastic kind of really spiky kind of star-shaped edged flowers that really kind of make these sing. They're really wow, they're in your face, they're bright, they're colourful, they're impactful. And you know what? The foliage almost disappears underneath the amount of flower. I mean, look at that picture there. They are stunning.
They really are pop stars, aren't they?
They are pop star. I mean, such a brilliant name, because you think about a pop star, you think about crazy hairdo, you think about big personality, big character, kind of really out there. Lots of colour, giving it some, don't want to be ignored, wants to be seen, kind of wants to be admired and loved. Mini fireworks, duo producers saying, and they are. Oh, Christine on Facebook, they're like a little firework display, aren't they? I mean, literally.
And Adam, every year I always like to try new things, don't you? I like to do my favourites, and I've got certain plants that grow every single year, but it's always good to try new varieties. And these are, say, unusual, not the kind of thing you're going to see in a local garden centre, and they're quite compact, these, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to get about sort of 6-7 inches tall, and they're great for so many things. So hanging baskets, you could grow these in, pots, troughs, containers, beds and borders. All they'll ask of you is plant me somewhere really sunny, warm and well drained. That's what they like. The sunnier they are, the more they'll flower. But again, once they start flowering, they're going to keep going. But always remember, if you've got them in containers or hanging baskets or pots or troughs, feed with our blooming fast feed, because that is going to extend that flower period.
And deadhead.
And deadhead as well.
Although these are quite good at self-cleaning, aren't they?
Yeah, they are pretty much. I mean, you could, if you've got a spare moment and it's a lovely warm day, you could sort of just pick over and deadhead them. But you know what? They're just going to keep flowering their socks off pretty much, whatever you do with them.
Well, loads of you in the chat. Alwyn's there. George is there. Morning, George. Morning, Caroline's there as well. Who else we got here? And Ruth as well. So, lovely to have all of you there. And Daniel's just joined us on Facebook as well. And if you are watching on the Craft Store, we now obviously simulcast on the Fabulous Craft Store as well. We'd love you to say hello, because I did work on craft for quite a few years, as some of you will know. So, and I think a lot of crafters do garden and vice versa, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of similar. They're both creative kind of hobbies, aren't they? At the end of the day, so and they both involve lots of colour and stuff like that. So, and also design to a degree as well.
So, yes, we would love to hear from you. Right, another absolute winner coming up next, and it is our Gaillardia grandiflora, known as Arizona Red Shades. Now, this is a perennial.
It is,
Does come back every single year.
And I like Gaillardias. I mean, there's lots and lots of different types of Gaillardias.
Look at this one, though.
Yeah, they are beautiful. I mean, you have these sort of big daisy-like flowers, lovely, upright, strong stems, and these will flower from midsummer right the way into autumn. And look at the colour of that one. It's almost like sunrise or sunset colours in that flower.
That is just beautiful.
Isn't that stunning, Shaun? I like the way it starts off that deep sort of red in the middle, then it gradually sort of filters out the beautiful yellow round the edge. It's a knockout flower, and I tell you what,
isn't it?
Pollinating insects go berserk for these. The bees, the butterflies will adore these. You can grow these in a container if you want to, or grow them in beds and borders. If you're going to grow them in beds and borders, grow them mid towards the front of the border. They get about, I mean, in my experience, these get about sort of 18 inches or so tall, including the flower height, so not massively tall. Disease resistant, quite drought tolerant as well once they're established. They just like a nice, bright, open, sunny position.
And the fact that they are winter hardy. I mean, they do die down in winter, but they'll come back every year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I would do with these is basically the end of the summer or the autumn, when they get a bit dog-eared, just take the dead flower heads off the top, leave the foliage on the top, and then this time of year, you'll start to see new shoots coming up from the base again. That's the time to take the old foliage off, and then they'll do all over again what they've done for you this year, and which they will do for you for years to come, because these are perennials, so these can live for many, many years. But as I say, if you want a long life from these, sunny and well drained is what they like, but they're bone hardy. They'll get through any frost in the winter time, and these are quite drought tolerant gaillardias as well. So if you've got really sort of dry soil, once they're established, they're quite good at being in those dry soils.
I think they're amazing. I love that colour palette. I really do. It's like a gorgeous sunset, isn't it?
It's good if you've got what they call one of those hot gardens, where you've got the yellows and the reds and the oranges and the fiery colours. They would fit in so well in that situation.
I'm just thinking. I could imagine those with microcosmia and things like that.
Oh yeah, crocosmia, the Lucifer.
Yes,
yeah, they would look good.
I love a hot garden. I really do. When you've got all of those yellows and oranges and reds, it just it makes, when you're sat there in the summer and you're surrounded by those warm colours, it is magical. It really is. So if you want to go for those, you get 3 of them in the 9cm pots. Again,
wow,
really look at these, really well established. Look at that. Oh yes. That's good, isn't it?
That's a rooty beauty, that one, Shaun.
It really is a rooty beauty.
That really is. Look at that. That is stunning.
Absolutely fabulous.
And that's a good thing about all our plants. Yeah, all our plants are grown on really, really well. I bought plants from other places in the past where you pull them out of a pot like that and all the compost falls away, and that plant's not really established. That is established.
So don't forget, we're only live till 12 today, by the way, and I think I've got a feeling we are going to be very, very busy. So many new items. So it's 568.54 for the Gladia Grandiflora Arizona Red there. The price there normally $29.97. We've got it for $14.97. Club members, you can snap that up with your discount for £12.72. Right, very excited about this rhododendron now, known as Bloom Bucks Light Pink, and you actually get say 3 of these at an incredible price of only £24.97.
Have you seen the buds on those?
Covered, aren't they? Yeah, I mean they really are. What a lovely colour this is, though, don't you think?
It's that beautiful, beautiful kind of really soft kind of pink.
Because do you always think, I think of a lot of rhododendrons being quite
brash.
I was going to say that, brash. Yeah.
Some people might even say vulgar, but I mean in a good way. These
There's
are
a
subtle.
softness, isn't there?
Yeah. They got that, and the flowers are kind of slightly smaller as well. They're evergreen, so even in the winter time when they're not flowering, you've got interest from these. And these are also kind of like your sort of your box ball kind of size. Hence the name sort of bloom bucks, because they're like that sort of. If you think of a buxus or a box ball, that sounds a bit an oxymoron, doesn't it? A box ball. There you go.
Right, Neil's in the chat. Neil, you need to get some new glasses, Neil. Because Neil said, morning, Bex, Adam and Stuart. So, Neil, I know I look like Bex.
and I'm the spit of Stuart.
No, Neil's included you, look. Bex, Adam and Stuart.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll let you off, Neil. But thank you, Neil. It's lovely to have you with us, as always, on a Thursday. But yeah, really excited about this. So I've got what I call an ericaceous border. I've got a whole border full of acid-loving plants. But it's a bit loud. I've got lots of like strong rhododendrons there with really intense colours, and I think that would soften it.
Yeah, if you kind of want to go for those sort of slightly more sort of paler looking colours. But look at that. I mean, how stunningly beautiful is that? The foliage has pretty much disappeared under the flower there. And these massive, massive heads of pink. And what is really nice about them, Shaun, is sort of that slightly darker pink centre they've got to them. And, they do say these ones are slightly more tolerant of more general soil. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would still err on the side of growing growing them in ericaceous soil, or if not, in a container of ericaceous compost. But yeah, definitely try these, and they're really compact as well.
Yeah. I would hurry up on those because they are brand new and they're only $21.22 with your discount club price there as well. If you're not a club member, you can join straight away and save on your very first order. And then we have got Celosia. Do you know what? I only started growing these a few years ago. I've never grown them before, Adam. And again, talking about a hot garden, these look so weird and tropical and wonderful. They almost look like they died because the colours are so intense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That,
yeah.
But they're not. They're fabulous. They're almost like.
You know, Stu just took what I was going to say.
What did you say?
Straight out of my mouth. I was going to say they look like pampas, almost like pampas
Yes,
flowers.
they do.
On a sort of a pampas bloom. But these are really, really strong colours. I think coxcomb is their sort of common name they call these. But if you want something really impactful, really colourful, fantastic bedding plants for containers, for pots, for window boxes, for troughs, that are going to create drama, that are going to create a talking point. Because everybody will ask you, what are these? They'll say, I've never seen these before. What are they? But I mean, look at the intensity.
Do you know where they originate from? Adam?
Do you know what? I don't, Shaun. I have to be honest on that front. I did look that up many years ago, and I've totally forgotten.
I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't either. But I'm thinking it must got to be somewhere like South Africa or something.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a sort of a warm climate because these are what we call bedding plants, so they're not frost tolerant. They won't tolerate the frost. So yeah, they're going to be from sort of a warmer part of the world.
But I know when I've grown them, Adam, they are just. It's so striking and bold and joyous. They almost remind me of like tropical birds and things.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think because you could grow them along with things like lavender and things like that, for example, in a hot garden, or even along with these gaillardias that we've got. They would make sort of good bedfellows with those, to be honest.
But they do look great just en masse in pots and containers, don't they? They really do.
Well, look at that picture there. I mean, that is so impactful.
Because it's such a striking plant. And actually, I tell you what, if you've got maybe a little tropical area, maybe we've got some of our palms recently. They look great in their palms, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to lift anywhere. These. I mean, on a really kind of dull summer's day, the colours, the brightness of this is really going to lift the garden for you. Going to really lift those containers, and that's what we love to do at U Garden. We like to bring you things that are a bit different, a bit unusual, a bit that you don't generally see.
And a little bit of growing on. To give them a good water again when they arrive. Put them into 9cm pots, keep them frost-free, grow them a little bit, and in no time at all, these will be ready to go straight out in your garden. I was at my local garden centre the other day, and they've actually started to get their individual bedding plants in, and they're $3.49 each.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're only a few weeks. I'm going to say bigger or older than plants like that. So, some of the bedding plants that I'm growing in my greenhouse, I've got a greenhouse, admittedly, but they're already kind of 2 or 3 times the size they were just a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
so.
and these are also well grown on as well.
Yeah, really strong.
Yeah, I mean, and you could, if you wanted, you could possibly pinch those out if you wanted to as well. But yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about all our plants, and just sort of grow them on into some little 9cm pots or yogurt pots or anything you've got to hand, really. Grow them on when the risk of frost has gone. Plant the celosias outside. Plant them somewhere bright and sunny. And the best thing to do is plant them in this fantastic compost.
So Neil's just replied to because he called me Bex earlier, but no, I get it, Neil. I'm always pressing send before I actually read what I've written. I do it all the time. Then I end up having to apologise with several messages that says I'm sorry about my grammar, sorry about my spelling.
Do you ever do that thing sometimes where you put a kiss on the end of a message and it's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that?
Yeah.
It's not the sort of person you'd normally send a kiss to.
You think, oh, I know.
Oh, that's gone. Yeah.
Oh, well. Right. Thank you to everyone that's watching and ordering today. If you are new to U Garden TV, we are live every Thursday, 10 till 12, and every Sunday as well. So 2 hours on a Sunday, 10 till 12. And some of the main things are free delivery on everything that's on the show. That is amazing. So even if it's a massive heavy item, even if you decide to order 3 or 4 times during the show, we will always deliver free of charge. And as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 prices on the screen. One is our regular price, the one in the red, that's a regular price, still get a saving. But if you join the club, and we'll tell you more about it later, you will save 15% on everything. And if you want to shop ahead, then all you need to do, go to the website, ugarden.com. There's U Garden TV. And there's everything in today's show. We've got kumquats coming up. That's the first row we've just seen. We've got lavender coming up. We've got a brand new ceanothus, which is fantastic. I have to say, one of my favourites today are the oleanders that are back. They are amazing.
Yeah, Barnsley, but fun, yeah. Barnsley Baby, that's definitely one of my favourites. Love it.
And a lot of you have been asking for shade-loving climbers. And we have got this one here. It's a hydrangea that actually will climb, and it loves the shade.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's my go-to for a north-facing wall or somewhere like that. Yeah, self-clings as well, eventually.
I know I grew that in my mum's last garden. It was fantastic. And don't forget that mini orchard collection. If you want to just go for that alone, with some heavy-duty pots and some compost. So we'll pop that in the basket, just show you how this works. So you go add to basket like that. I'll go straight to it. Now there's a basket. That's very good. Oh, hang on. No, we need to put the code in. That's what's missing. YGTV1425.
Wow.
And then Sunny. I mean, look at that. Do you know what? To get 4 beautiful fruit trees and all the pots to grow them in and all the compost as well, and that works out, if you work it out, £80, that's less than £20, and you've got a fruit tree in a pot in its own compost as well.
Delivered to your front door with no P&P.
Amazing.
That's insane.
You could easily pay £40 or £50 for a potted fruit tree. You really could. But remember, join the club today and you save an extra 15% as well. Now, just quickly about, I just want to talk a bit about our compost because wherever we've worked, and Adam and I have worked together for many years. We worked on a shopping channel known as Ideal World many years ago. Actually, it was a couple of years ago when we left there. But we have sold this on many different platforms, and it is always a top seller. It always gets thousands of 5-star reviews. And it is the compost. We grow all of our plants and ready-made hanging baskets. Everything we ever grow from scratch and grow on is grown in this compost. And I'm not being funny. If there's a better compost, we'd be using it, wouldn't we?
We would.
Of course we would.
Yeah, and I'll tell you how much I love this compost.
Go on, Adam.
How much I hate running out of it. Yesterday, I wanted to sow about 6 trays of bedding plants of these seeds I got. I ran out after I'd only filled up 4 trays. So what did I do? There was a pot a few days ago I planted up with alliums using this compost. I just tipped all the compost and the bulbs back out the pot. And that just gave me enough of this compost left to fill up the last couple of seed trays, because I really did not want to use any other compost. I did have some bags of topsoil, but I didn't want to put my seeds in that because the topsoil goes all hard. It goes like concrete. This always stays lovely and open and airy, so the air gets down to the roots, the oxygen gets down to the roots, the water percolates through. And some of those seeds I were planting were minuscule, so in a compost like this, they're going to germinate, they're going to get their roots like that, Shaun. They're going to get those beautiful fibrous roots.
It's a compost that we all swear by, and occasionally I run out of it, and it's so annoying.
It is.
It's awful. It's the worst thing when you have to buy an inferior compost. And you know what, with our club discount as well, when you're only talking 21.23 for 100 litres delivered, it actually works out incredible value as well.
It is. And the results you get from it, I mean, it's our most 5-star rated product that we do, and the results from it are incredible. And you can use it for everything. I mean, your house plants, your bedding plants, cuttings, seeds. I put it over my beds and borders. I put some round the roots when I transplant things.
Same here.
Loads and loads of different uses.
I've been doing a lot of moving plants around in the last month or so, and every plant that I've moved, I've covered the roots with this compost because I know it's going to give it a fantastic start. Right, we are getting busy. 100125 is your item number, and don't forget, club members, you only pay £21.23, so you're actually saving £3.75 on every single compost purchase. And so if you want to be part of the group chat, you can chat on YouTube, you can chat on Facebook, you can email us. I'm in charge of the tech today. because Bex is not here. So ydtv@ugan.com. And I want to say hello to Meryl, who's watching us on the craft store
That's
as
a beautiful
well.
name, Meryl. I love
It is,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah, stunning.
There's
Really
a rose that hired us too called Meryl.
Yes, yeah, beautiful name.
But Meryl, thank you so much. And a big thank you to everybody that's joined us from the craft store today. My name's Shaun, by the way. I'm known as Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. And this is Adam Wilcott, who does know a few things about gardening. He's actually won 4 gold medals. You and your husband, John, at Chelsea.
I have, yeah, we have. Yeah, indeed, yeah, which has been good.
It's not bad, is it? 4 gold medals,
yeah,
Adam?
And I think we're all there, aren't we? Next month, aren't we? You must have had your invite. Harkness.
No, I've not been invited.
Yes, you have.
I haven't. Have you seriously? Hang on. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I've been invited.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
So that'll be good to see Chelsea again.
We're all really excited.
And then perhaps I can win another gold medal when you go and do one there.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? There is actually. I'm really pleased. There's a lady in our village called Nicola Oakey who's she's at Chelsea this year, and she's taught at our garden club in the village.
She must be getting a bit anxious now as well because it's getting to that time. I mean, they're already starting to put all the infrastructure in now. They're all ready.
She's definitely busy.
Yeah.
But Adam does know his stuff. So I've gardened all my life, as many of you know as well. So between us, we would love to answer any questions and queries. But loads still to show you. Let's remind you though what we've seen so far this morning on. Of course, U Garden. So this is an amazing deal on our. We're calling it an ultimate mini orchard. We've never seen a price like this for 4 fruit trees, and these are all really well-known varieties. You know, we're talking about the nation's favourite cherry, Stella, sweet, delicious, great for eating and cooking. We're talking about Victoria plum. Braeburn apple, that lovely combination of sweet but tart at the same time, that crispy skin, just delicious. And of course, the juiciest of pears, the sweetest of pears, it is Conference. Now, the arrivals of bare root, it's going to take you no time at all to plant those up in your heavy duty pots with our premium compost. Then you have got your own mini orchard. The great news is these fruit trees will never grow more than about a couple of metres because they've been grafted on mini rootstocks. So small, compact, but heavily yielding. Just amazing. Please, if you want to get your own fruit in your garden, go for this incredible orchard. It's amazing, and the satisfaction of growing your own pears, plums, apples and pears for the next several decades is going to be sensational. Such a good deal, and if you are a club member, £29.70. It works out £7.50 just under for a fruit tree. Now, these will grow very happily in our 30-litre heavy-duty pots. And we've got these on offer where you get 4 of them for $19.99. Again, postage is always included. This is my most used product that I've ever bought from U Garden. It really is. These are my Christmas trees. I shove them to the side most of the year. Then at Christmas time, I put them at the front of my house. I wrap a bit of hessian around them. Tomatoes love growing in a big pot. They don't dry out as much. You get better yields and crops, in my opinion. Then when it comes to just general tidying up in the garden, they're great. They're great for putting your tools in. If you don't know what to do with the plant, give it a temporary home. And then great for decanting things like your composting. It makes it a lot easier to work from. 130,011 for the heavy duty pots. $16.99 is your discount club price. Then we've got these fabulous begonia. Now, these are the big mix. So you might have seen these begonias before, I'm sure you have, but this variety has been bred to produce bigger flowers, bigger leaves, a bolder plant, giving you a bit more of a wow factor. Great in shade, sun, fairly drought tolerant as well, very easy to grow, and they will survive all summer long until the very first frost. 400,396. At $16.99, $14.44. Then we've got, love these. These are, we've nicknamed these the Flock Star, because it's the Flock's Pop Star mix. And these are, wow, extravagant, they're unusual, they're vibrant, very unusual shaped flowers, and I love all the different, colours that you get in here, and the edges and the markings and the margins, just absolutely superb. So new, different, exciting, bold, beautiful, and they're out there. These are proper pop stars, 405 for 8 at $14.99. It's like the Best girl band you can imagine, those. Then we've got our Gaillardia. Now, these are perennials, so these will come back every single year. They're in 9cm pots, so they should definitely flower this year. The flowers are amazing. Got that big cone that the pollinators love, and they repeat flower throughout the summer months. So all the way through the height of summer, these will flower and flower and flower. Just keep deadheading and keep feeding with our blooming fast. And they're great for kind of like mid-border to the front of the border. They'll grow kind of like 12 to 18 inches, 560854. Then we have got, oh, love these, and so do you. This is a rhododendron, brand new, called the Bloom Bucks Light Pink. Now, we think of rhododendrons being loud, you know, quite intense colours normally, very vibrant crimson pinks and oranges, but this one is more delicate. So it's a very light pink. I tell you, that lady there, I mean, that's how you garden, isn't it? Nice glass of wine in your hand. But you get 3 of these already covered in buds in 10.5cm pots. Love those. They're soft for rhododendron, aren't they? They're a little bit more delicate on the eye. £24.97 or £21.22 for club members there. Love those. Really pretty. And then we've got another newbie. If you're looking for something a bit weird and out there, Celosia. Apparently, we only managed to get these on one show last year, but they're extraordinary. They look, yes, they're a little bit sort of like plume-like, grass-like in terms of the flowers. Around there's a little bit of pampas, but a lot bolder and a lot smaller, we should say, as well. These are only going to grow to about 30 centimetres or so, maybe a little bit taller. But they are really unusual. They're tropical looking, they're vibrant, they're fun, and you get 12 plug plants for just £12.99. 401.
From Mexico.
Mexico now.
I just looked it up.
Do you know what? That would make sense, actually.
Mexico and South America and South Africa, they're parts of the world.
So I got one right. I did say South Africa, didn't I? Yeah. I thought they came from South Africa, but Mexico is one of their biggest countries that they come from. 401515 for the Celosia First Flame Mix. Love those, really different. And don't forget, a lot of the plug plants will need growing on, like you're seeing here, and all you need is our premium professional compost. Best compost, I'm going to say, that there is available, I believe, in the UK. You've got composted wood fibre, you've got different types of peat, you've got slow release fertiliser, you've got a pH buffer. My whole of the pub garden that I look after, everything is grown in this compost, and it does look pretty amazing right now. All the bulbs are out, all the pansies are doing amazingly well. So it is a compost really for everything from seeds through to trees and everything in between. The only plants that don't like it are the acid loving ones. What's Stu? What? Stu's excited about something. He's making me wait for something, but I don't know what it is. By the way, if you don't know who Stu is, Stu does all the technical things. Stu's brilliant. He's the brightest one here by far. He can multitask like nobody else. He's multi-skilled, multi-talented, and a very nice guy at the same time. You are, Stu. Hey, that's what the pub garden looks like, Adam. Yeah, that was filmed last week.
That was good.
Look at him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and that was the, I don't know if you remember, we had the tulip and tete-a-tete mix. So all the tete-a-tetes are out, and I mean, look at it. I'm so pleased. And all the tulips, I reckon, will be out by the weekend. But yeah, you know, we always think of bulbs being fairly self-contained, but I've never had such marvellous displays. So yes, that's the Fox Pub Garden, which is the pub garden that I look after. But everything is growing right now in our premium professional compost. Right, so first of all, good morning to all of you lovely people watching right now. Great to have your company. My name's Shaun Ryan, by the way, with Adam Woolcott today. Stu is doing all the technical things. But I know some of you may be new to our live stream. Well, if you are, we would love you to join our discount club, because there are 2 prices on the screen. There's the red one, which is very good, but there's a yellow one that is even better. So how can you save lots of money? You can do it by joining the club right now, and here's everything that you need to know.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the U Garden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the Yew Garden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the Yew Garden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the Yew Garden Discount Club.
It really is such an amazing, outstanding discount club, and you save that money every single time that you order. And 15% is a good saving.
Yeah.
And then all those extras as well.
Big time, yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you can use a £5 voucher. I know it's got about these vouchers, but yeah, I mean, the savings are just crazy, crazy, crazy.
And you know, you do generally get £20 worth of vouchers that you can spend against further orders. You know, and that's like £20 worth of cash, really, isn't it?
And I like the fact that once you've joined that club as well, you will pay, you know, if you don't let your membership lapse, it will be the same amount to renew it year after year after year after year.
It will never go up. So do join today if you're not a member, and even on the compost alone, you will save £3.75, which is phenomenal. Hello to everyone in the group chat, by the way. I'm in charge of technology. So Neil's talked about all the growing that he's doing in his kitchen because he doesn't have a greenhouse yet. And his penstemons are out for delivery today. I must admit, I always get very excited when I know my delivery is out.
Yeah,
as well.
I love that when the box turns up and that excitement of just opening the box and looking inside.
Yeah, it's we spend such a lot of time over the last few years, I should say. We've spent a lot of time developing our packaging to enable your plants to arrive in perfect condition. If ever they don't. And occasionally it may happen. I can also say, I mean, I've been ordering from Yew Garden for over 20 years, and in all that time, I've only ever had 2 orders that I've not been 100% happy with. Get in touch with customer services and they will do their very best to put it right. We want you to be a long-term happy customer. So if something's not quite right, let us know, because we don't want you to sit at home going, oh, I thought that it would be bigger, and oh, I'm not quite happy with that one plant. Let us know. But we get great feedback. Our customer ratings are fantastic, actually. They
and
really
I love
are.
the fact, Shaun, as well, that all our packaging is recyclable as well, which is good. So, and those little new strips we've got now, those quick load strips, I'm actually saving them because you can actually station sow seeds in them.
That's a good idea.
Like sweet peas, or
that's a great idea.
And just grow the seeds on. You can grow your own little plugs from reusing them. If you're going to grow Brussels sprouts or anything like that, you can just one seed in each one.
It's a
perfect.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
There you go. Top tip from Adam today. Right, we've got loads of other new items to show you, and we've got a stunning salvia next, known as Amistad. And this is award-winning. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit, hasn't it, this one?
And it really deserves it as well, because this is a salvia that's going to blow your socks off. This is dramatic. This is a real statement plum. This can get to a couple of metres tall by the end of the summer into autumn, and it just flowers like insanity, and it's got the most gorgeous purple flowers, loved by kind of pollinating insects.
Do you know what, Adam? I've never grown this one. I'm thinking, why is this not in my garden?
Well, John, my other half, he grows this in our front garden, and it's magnificent, Shaun, because once it starts flowering, it just keeps going and going and going. It starts flowering about midsummer, and and honestly, God's own truth, I'll not lie to you, I've seen it flowering in our front garden all the way up to the end of October, even into November.
And does it always come back? Is it fairly winter hardy?
Yeah, it's a perennial. It'll come back year after year after year. Now, having said that, what it will ask of you, though, for it to come back year after year, what it wants is a really lovely, sunny, well-drained spot.
Yeah.
They hate heavy, wet soil. So if you've got a heavy, wet soil that sits puddly in the wintertime, it won't like that. But if you've got a well-drained soil, or if you haven't, fantastic container plant, put it in a large pot.
And does it need any support? Do the flowers need support?
No, we're pretty much found it's got really rigid stems. They're normally square stems, really strong, rigid stems, and it can get up to about a couple of metres tall, and it slightly splays out. But you will just have these big flower spikes, and it's like they just go on and on and on and on, these flowers. And when that main flower spike is finished, just take that flower spike off. More little ones will come from the side, and then what I would do in the autumn, don't cut it all the way down, just sort of take it down by about half, leave the top bit on to just stay through the winter, and then again, if you go out this time of year, you'll start to see from the base nice little shoots come in. That's the time to take the last dead growth off the top, and it'll do it all over again.
Adam, guess what?
What?
You've just sold me that.
Oh.
You have. Because I don't know.
I wonder what he was going to say then.
No. Because
it would do fantastic. And I tell you what it will go well with, because I've seen the pictures of your garden, it would go well with your verbena.
I was just going to say, with the verbena.
Yeah.
That's what because that is a sunny, sheltered spot as well.
It'd look great there.
Right. Do you know, we are in sync today, because that's exactly what I was planning. I've worked with you, gardener, for over 20 years, and I have grown a lot of their plants, but I've never grown that one. And for the life of me, I'm thinking, why have I never grown?
It's so popular. I can't believe it.
I know.
If you go to all the big gardens, Dixter and all the places like that.
I've seen it. I've seen it. But
it's a massive favourite for Monty Don as well, because in his autumn garden, he has that.
He does.
Because it goes, and it's brilliant with dahlias and all them kind of things.
I just, for the life of me, don't know why I've never grown it, but I'm buying it today. 560 851 for the Salvia Amistad there. It's got the OHS Award of Garden Merit. It's also got the accolade of being perfect for pollinators as well. That I do know. Right, moving on though to, something I've got an awful lot of, English lavender. And I bought this as plug plants 5 years ago now. And do you know what? I'll be honest. I nearly dug it up because this winter it looked shocking. I wasn't very good with the pruning last year. It's got a bit woody. And I nearly dug it all up. But then it started to come back to life. And I've left it because last year it looked amazing, and the pollinators love this one.
Yeah, this is another brilliant one for pollinators, and this is what we call like your English lavender, if you like. Sort of Hidcote and Munstead are the kind of two most popular varieties of English lavender, as we call it. And this, it's got these dark sort of purple flowers. And what I particularly like about Hidcote as well, it's more compact. Some lavenders, there's one called Vera, which I really, really do like, but it can get about 1 metre wide. And then you get really heavy rain, and all the flowers
sprawl. I know it does that,
flop down.
Yeah.
This one, the flowers stay more upright, and even when they get wet, they don't all flop and go.
Very good point.
Yeah, I mean, and the fragrance is stunning. It's evergreen. You've got these fabulous little plugs as well, which are going to have the most.
Right, now, just had a question, Adam. Would you grow these on before you put them in the ground?
You know what? You don't need to grow these on because these are already mature enough to go out.
And they're fully winter hardy.
You could actually. Look, beautiful little plug plant there. You've got that fantastic, look at the root there, all the way to the bottom. Look at that fabulous little root system. So these could go straight out. Obviously, they are quite small, so, make sure if you do put them straight out, perhaps put a bamboo cane or something next to them, just so you know where they are.
Stuart, I don't suppose you've got the footage of my front garden, have you?
Oh.
Because I grew mine from plug plants, and it took...
Well, I'll tell you what, Shaun, sorry to butt in, but just...
Oh,
isn't that
beautiful.
Gorgeous?
I'd say, Adam, it took till about year 2 or 3 to really get a massive show. But my word, my front garden, I've done all lavender. It looks amazing.
See, I always recommend as well to people to start off with lavenders really, really small. Because again, I'll be honest with you, like lavenders in this country, they have a shelf life. 5 or 6 years. kind of, I would say, max for lavenders because
they get a bit woody.
They get woody, and they start to look unattractive because ideally, where they're the most ultimately happy is the Mediterranean kind of climate where they get baked and it's super well drained. But having said that, lavender does do well in the UK. And I always find if you go out and buy like a 2-litre lavender that big already, well, that's kind of always that's pretty much halfway through its existence, where you buy these little ones, and I can think of a customer of mine in Swaffham who's got loads of lavenders like that have just seeded into his gravel. We had some main lavenders and there's all little baby ones coming up, and there were ones like that last year, Shaun, even that size, and 2 or 3 of them, bless them, they had 2 or 3 little flowers. I mean, only little dinky flowers on each one. So they do flower from very, very young, but you're going to get that full 6-7 years from these plug plants.
And there's some of mine from last year. That was taken, I think it was August time, wasn't it?
Isn't that lovely? Look at the beautiful colour of that.
And look at the pollinators. I mean, honestly, you get this hum from the bees, and it's just so important to get those pollinators in your garden. But they start off as plug plants, Adam.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And people do loads of stuff with lavender. I mean, I've had lavender ice cream, which I really quite liked.
I've had lavender gin.
Lavender gin,
yes.
People make lavender soap. People make ointments. People use them to refresh like wardrobes, and they put in little bunches in wardrobes and drawers and cupboards and things like that. You can make it into a dried flower. There's so much you can do with lavender.
And there's mine, look. So, and that was all planted about, say, 5 years ago.
It looks beautiful behind that hedge as well. Is that a little box hedge you got there?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that lovely? That's a marriage made in heaven, those two.
It is. All planted with these hands, Adam.
Excuse me.
But it's worth it. And I've got some going down the gravel path there as well. So get them as plug plants. We've been dying to get these back in stock on your garden, and you get all 12 of those. Club members, £12.73. So just over £1 a plant on those, 483.96. Now, we've also got for you today, I'm very excited about this cornice. I mean, the colour of the leaves, amazing on this. It's called Nightfall, Alba Nightfall.
And this is a new one on me.
Yeah, it's a new one on me, too.
I love cornice. I've planted many cornice over the years, and quite often the reason I plant cornice is because they sometimes have quite bright variegated leaves. You have some that have got that lovely kind of margin round the edge, silver margin, but this has gone the other way. This has gone to the other end of the scale. This has got these deep plum, almost black coloured leaves, which
a bit
are phenomenal.
chocolatey as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is a knockout, this one. And you've got red stems, and the red stems are fantastic in the wintertime. Once the leaves fall off, you've got those beautiful red stems, and when they're illuminated by the winter sun, whoa, they look good. This is a shrub that's going to cheer your garden up, even the grim time of year. But then in the summer, beautiful foliage like this, and this would make the most amazing contrast. I mean, I think there might be a sambucus or something behind, but imagine, Shaun, if you planted this, say, in front of something like Choisia, the Sundance, Choisia tonight, Sundance, or something like that. That would work really well.
I didn't even know you could get a cornice this colour.
Nor did I.
No.
I mean, again, that's a great thing about gardening. There's so many new introductions coming all the time.
Yeah.
This is quite compact, this plant as well, and it gets to about 60 to 75
so
centimetres.
So that is small for cornice, isn't it?
Yeah, nice compact, so you can grow it in a pot. And also another good thing about cornice, or dogwoods, is their common name.
That's what I know as dogwood.
Yeah, dogwood is their common name. They're good for shade as well, and also they're good for wet soils. In fact, they do well even on waterlogged soils.
Yeah.
I mean, they really will put up with wet soil.
I had one in my last garden. It was by a water feature that constantly, when it was a bit windy, like the water just went everywhere. It had a fountain in it. It was constantly damp, and you're right, the cornice, the dogwood loved it there.
They love it.
So if you have got, sometimes if you've got a really sort of like wet area in your garden, it can be quite difficult. A lot of plants don't like that, but this one will absolutely thrive there. But brand new, fully winter hardy, we should say as well.
Yep, bone hardy.
Easy to grow, and a brand new variety, 5-1-675. Now, something that I love in my garden is my Lavateria, but I've got a big garden. I've got lots of space. But a lot of modern gardens are smaller, and that's why this particular Lavateria has been bred, because it is a lot more compact.
Yep, I can remember when when Lavaterias first came out in the 80s, and they went down a storm. But the varieties they had then used to get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 foot tall, massive, great big shrubs, and sometimes they used to get so big the branches used to split, and then they just sort of flop down on the ground. And what they've done They've taken Barnsley, which was one of those introductions that got really big. Now they've made it miniature. They've made it the baby Barnsley, or Barnsley baby, whichever way around you want to say it. And this is so much more compact, probably only getting to about 60 centimetres to a metre tall. Lovely upright stems, smothered in flowers, almost like hollyhock flowers going up the stem. Absolutely worshipped by the pollinators and the butterflies, bees and so on, and flowers again for month after month after month. It's self-deadheads, it's really drought tolerant, and they do well in quite poor soils.
Yeah.
In fact, if you put them in really rich soils, you get lots of growth and greenery and less flowers, and they do really well on gravelly, stony, sandy, chalky kind of denuded soils, but you can grow in a container, and what you see on our picture there, that's what you'll get. That's not Photoshop, that's exactly how it will grow.
So really compact, covered in flowers. Always flowers on the new growth, doesn't it? As well?
Yeah, flowers on new growth. So in the spring, you can cut it down to, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches if you want to in the pot, and all the new growth that comes up will flower for you in the same year. It's hardy. All I would say is if you grow it in a container, just put, it doesn't need to be indoors, but just put the pot somewhere a little bit sheltered during the winter time. So I don't know, underneath an evergreen shrub or next to the house or somewhere, just to give it a little bit of protection. But it's not going to be one of those shrubs that's going to give up the ghost if you forget to water it for a little while. It might droop a little bit, but you give it a drink, it revives. But it's just a real good doer. That's what this one is.
And I remember, Neil, you've got this. I remember your picture very clearly. It just said, "Love the Barnsley baby." Got one right outside my front door.
And I think this one might have an AGM as well, an Award of Garden Merit, off the top of my head. Might do, it might not. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might. But anyway,
well, if not, it deserves one.
It deserves one. Yeah, I've given it one.
Well, I was going to say, we'll give it the Shaun and Adam Award of Garden Merit. 510 339. You get all three of those. They're already well established. They're already in their 9 cent pots. I mean, look at these. These are. I shouldn't pick it up like this, but I'm going to, because they're fairly. The stems are strong.
That's going to have a brilliant root system as well. I just know it.
Hang on.
Because it don't even want to come out, does it?
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah. So really well established. Look how good that. And that's a really well established plant, isn't it?
And they will flower this year. You'll definitely get flowers on this year. That by kind of, I would say, middle of end of June, that will flower, and it'll keep going right the way up until the autumn for you.
They are fabulous plants. I love Lavateria, and so I've got some of the bigger versions, but they've been bred for smaller gardens, containers, pots. Absolutely fantastic. And then we've also got brand new. We have got this azalea known as pink spider. This is unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful.
Look at
this one. This is evergreen.
This is Stu's tip today, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is, again, absolutely stunning. You've got that kind of soft pink. And look at the sort of the petals on that. They've got those fantastic kind of recurved petals. This is an evergreen azalea. Sometimes in slightly colder areas or colder winters, it might lose some of the foliage, but basically it is evergreen. So even when the flowers are finished, you've got something to look nice in the winter time. Only gets to about 50 to 60 centimetres, 75 centimetres tall max. So it's a nice compact azalea as well.
I like this spider.
It's got that lovely upright habit, and again the quality of the plant we're sending out to you. I can actually see on the top of this, Shaun. Whoop, there we go. I can actually see flower buds. There's actually flower buds already on here. So yeah, I'd be really surprised if you didn't get flowers on this. There we go. You can see in the top there's a nice fat flower bud on the top there. So yeah, there we go. Let's reveal it. There we go. Look at that. Right in the middle there is a nice big fat flower bud. So you will get flowers on this year. Now, what we say is this is going to become. It's going to be covered. I mean, literally, the shrub will disappear under those flowers that will last a good 4 or 5 weeks. A couple of things just to say about it. If you've already got rhododendrons, camellias, azaleas growing really well in your garden, you can put it straight in the soil with all your other plants. If you haven't, you can grow this in a container using ericaceous compost, and they do make fantastic container plants. And another good thing about this, it's a good plant for shade. So if you want something to complement your Japanese maples or Japanese acers, for example, or you've got an area of the garden where you've got ferns and hostas and things like that, this will make a lovely kind of late spring going into early summer shade-loving plant in that part of the world.
There's so many reasons to go for that. So I'm thinking, have I got room in my...
I tell you what.
Ericaceous border, I do. Go on, Adam.
It would look really nice with that dogwood, wouldn't it? If you kind of had, those two flowering in the same area, that could look nice. But as I say, you could do that if you've got acid soil in the ground, but you could put both in a big container if you wanted.
Yeah. But brand new and extraordinary. So I love the glossy leaves.
We've got some beautiful new things today.
We have,
yeah.
but that and the flowers on that are quite magnificent. They're almost like ribbon-like, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And look how
Yeah.
shiny. I mean, that is really, really shiny foliage on there.
I'm
And
going to say
it'll have
most azaleas are not quite as shiny as that, are they?
it'll have a good root system, but it's a very fibrous root. Oh my goodness me!
Come on, Adam, get it.
It's a very fibrous root system on azaleas. Oh, and just one final thing before we move on. When you plant this, plant it just slightly higher than it is in. Normally we say plant it at the same level. Yeah, plant it slightly higher, so the top of the pot, the top of the soil is just a few millimetres above soil level. And the reason you do that is because azaleas have got very thin bark on their stem, and if you pile the soil up around the stem, it can rot the bark.
It can rot it, can't it?
And kill the plant. So yeah, just plant it at 2, 3, 4, 5 millimetres proud of the soil.
Yeah, that's a really good tip actually, because a lot of plants, it doesn't matter if you slightly bury the bottom of them, but it doesn't say bode well if you do that with an azalea. Yeah, I remember that from you actually when I planted mine. 5 to 1, 720, and they are just £11.04 if you are a club member. Some really exciting things to do, don't you?
Yeah, I'm loving this. I love the azalea bucks we've got over there as well, and I'm loving that dogwood.
Yeah, same here. And I've got to say, I love the amethyst salvia as well. That beautiful
amethyst.
Of course,
the oleanders as well.
I've still got oleanders to come.
Wow.
But thank you to everyone that's ordering. Very, very busy this morning. Lots of brand new items. Let's remind you of some of those that we've just seen live this morning on New Garden TV. Right, so the deal of the week is the Mini Orchard Collection. Outstanding value, this one, and I would love everybody to get this. I mean, it's compact. You can grow these in our 30-litre pots. You've got 4 of the nation's favourite fruits. We're looking at the Braeburn apple there, sweet and tangy at the same time. Then we've got conference pear, delicious, juicy, heavy yielding, even though these will only grow to about a couple of metres in terms of height. They'll never get too big. They've been grafted on mini rootstocks, but you get full-size fruit, we should point out, proper pears. Then we've got Plum Victoria. Again, the favourite plum when it comes to eating and cooking. And we've also included in the 4-tree collection the Stella Cherry. Again, picking those straight from the tree, delicious, but also cherry pies, cherry crumbles, absolutely delicious. Then also, you have loved this brand new rhododendron, isn't it gorgeous? It's known as Bloom Bucks, and it's a very, very gentle light pink. Quite unusual for rhododendron. You get 3 of those in 10.5 centimetre pots. Just enjoy the look of that over a glass of wine. That's what this lady tells us. £24.97 on 21.22 is the club discount price. Then also new today, we have got the Celosia, and we discovered these are, I knew they were from South Africa, I remember seeing them there, but they are actually also from Mexico and South America. They are known as Celosia, and they are flamboyant, they're bold, they're bright. They'll flower all summer long. They are bedding plants, so they'll flower all the way through to the first frost, and they are just £12.99 or £11.04 for club members. Also today we have got the begonias. But these begonias are the big mix. They've been bred to have bigger flowers, bigger leaves. Everything is bigger and chunkier. So if you love your Sahara begonias that we have here on New Garden TV, these are very similar, just bigger and bolder. And they're so adaptable, so sun, shade, they're drought tolerant when established as well. Just a really easy plant that's going to flower all summer long. Give you a carpet of colour, 400 to 396. Then we just brought you, like this a lot. This is brand new, and it's the Azalea japonica pink spider. I mean, what a display that is going to bring you, isn't it? Fantastic flowers. The flowers remind me a little bit of lilies, bizarrely enough, as well. Would you say, Adam?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They do. I mean, you'd never normally say that with an azalea, but
those lilies they have that don't have the pollen.
Yes,
look like those ones.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Fantastic, and you've got stunning
evergreen glossy foliage with that as well. 511720. Don't forget, we've got free shipping, free postage on absolutely everything that's on the show. Then we've got the Salvia Amistad. Wow, this is multi-award winning. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. It's got the accolade of being perfect for pollinators. This is the plant that will grow tall. It's a back of a border, can grow up to 2 meters, and it will flower all summer long and give these beautiful kind of amethyst flowers contrasted with the stunning foliage. And it is a perennial that will come back every single year. Just needs a nice sunny spot, so the more sun the better, and well-drained soil as well. 56851, 1997. The discount club price is 1697. Then we've also got for you the Cornus alba. So this, I know Cornus as dogwood, and dogwood looks great in the winter. You've got the bright, naked red stem, so it looks fantastic on a cold winter's day with frost and snow. But in the summer, you get this amazing foliage, and very unusual to see this kind of burgundy, chocolatey foliage on this one. And you get all three of them, 1997. Pretty tolerant, this one, of most things, but it does actually like a moist soil, a little bit boggy is even fine for this one, and actually can do very nicely in shade as well. 511675. Then Barnsley Baby. So this is Lavateria that has been bred to be a lot more compact. So it only grows to about 60 centimetres, maybe a maximum of 80. 3 of those in the 9 centimetre pots. And those should flower this year. And they're compact, they're beautiful. They flower from sort of like mid to late June all the way through the summer months. And they always flower on new growth, so don't be too scared if it gets too big of just chopping it back. It will still flower that year. And then we also brought you this stunning lavender. When I say stunning, it's one of the UK's favourites. It's lavender hitcot. It's compact. The pollinators love it. There's not many more plants that will gather more pollinators than the lavender hitcot. They are fully winter hardy. Again, they're like a nice sunny spot, well-drained soil. They'll actually do fairly well in poor soils as well. They don't like it too rich. And you get all 12 of those, $14.98. On the discount club price is £12.73 for $83.96. And don't forget, you can either give us a call, 0844 502 0050, or you can order on ugarden.com. But very important, we always have a special offer code on the live shows, and it's YGTV1425. And that will give you your free postage, it will unlock any of the promotions, and you can use that on the phone lines and on the website as well. Right, we'd love to hear from you, by the way. So we have got a live chat. Elaine, Ruther, Alwyn, Neil, they're all our regulars chatting away, but don't be scared of joining. You can do that on YouTube and you can do it on Facebook as well. And if you do want to send us any pictures, ygtv@ugarden.com. Any comments as well. I haven't checked if we've had any emails, actually.
We like pictures, and we like to be nosy. We like to see what's going on in your garden. Are you growing those Caribbean lilies this year? The with the blue flower spike?
Yes.
Yeah,
but mine haven't flowered yet.
Because I'm growing those this year.
Yeah.
And I could just see the flower bud coming from the base. Yeah, looking forward to those.
I'm growing some really weird stuff this year. I'm growing things like the ginger lily.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I've got that. Hedekium.
Yeah, I've never grown that before.
Yeah, I've got it. It's my 3rd year it'll be flowering now.
Really?
So fingers crossed. Yeah.
I've got the, what was the name of it? I think it was called Purple Art Gladioli.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, they look like a tie-dye.
Yeah, they're good.
Trigidia.
Yeah.
Is that's how I pronounce it?
Yeah, I've got those. I've got 2 pots of those, and I've never grown them before, so it'll be my 1st year for those.
How would you pronounce it?
Trigridia.
That's okay.
Trigridia, yeah, Trigridia.
That's, it's like, that's from Mexico as well, isn't it?
Yeah, unusual flowers,
yeah,
those.
3 sort of like petals. Anyway, and tuberosa I'm growing this year as well. I've got all the weird stuff, and
you won't beat Bex.
You'll see.
Bex is the tuberose queen.
Well, there may be tuberose king this year, Adam. Not that as gardeners are competitive, are we? No, I like to try new things. But last year, I did buy oleanders for my mum, actually, because my mum's got a really sunny spot in her garden, the back of her garden, full sun, and it's a bit sheltered, and her oleanders have grown amazing there. So we have just brought these back for the first time this year, and we've got all 3 colours. We've got red, we've got pink, and we've got the yellow. The yellow tends to be the rarest and the first to sell out. And we've even given them names this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
very nice.
Shannock is the red.
That's an unusual name.
And then the kind of...
I'll tell you what, I won't be learning those names.
hang on, have we got the... we haven't got the white in the studio, that's all. So I forgot we had the white. Oh, I thought that was the pink. I couldn't see from there.
It does look a bit soft pinky. I get that.
Yeah, no, it is
Yeah.
white though, Adam. It's, yeah. So that's the Sir Agnes, not Sour Agnes. Apparently it means Sister Agnes in French.
Okay.
Yeah, Soy Agnes. Something like that. And then we have got the yellow, which is Angelo Pucci. Is that okay?
I'm just going to stick to the colours.
Yeah. I would much prefer red, yellow and white myself. Wouldn't you? Is that okay? But I'm going to start with the yellow only because whenever you see oleanders abroad, and you see them all over the Mediterranean and further afield, you hardly ever see the yellow ones for some reason.
You don't. Most unusual. And
Yeah.
when I see oleanders, I get that really exciting kind of tingly, happy feeling in my tummy because I tell you what it reminds me of. It always reminds me of, and I say this every time, it always reminds me of the plane's just coming down. It hits the runway and you think, I'm glad that landed okay. And then you go through, you collect your bags off the carousel, you walk along, those doors slide open, you've got the terminal outside with the coach or the vehicle to pick you up. You've got that raised bank, haven't you, at the back of the airport terminal. You go out onto the main road and what do you see? Palm trees and oleanders.
So true.
And it's like,
It's
one
like,
minute I was in
yes!
Gatwick or Heathrow, now I'm in the Med, now I'm on holiday. Yeah, so I've gone from freezing my socks off to these plants telling me I'm abroad, I'm somewhere hot, I'm somewhere tropical, I'm on holiday. That's the feel these bring, don't they?
They really do. And we have worked with the best breeders of oleanders for many, many years. It's a family business that we work with, and they have been breeding oleanders for decades, but there's actually a waiting list for you to be a supplier. People like us, you go in the UK, for us to be a supplier, we had to really wait many, many years. And the wait list is about 10 years now. Oh. So, we're very lucky to work with the top breeder in Sicily when it comes to oleanders. And we always get amazing quality, multi-stemmed plants. They all come from Sicily, normally covered in buds, just really raring to go and waiting to burst into life.
4, 5, 6, 7 stems on that one, Shaun.
I mean, they are beautifully bred. And what I love about oleanders, I mean, so many things, but first of all, we forget that the foliage is really nice.
Glossy, that willow-shaped, really shiny evergreen foliage, which is nice.
I'd say in a nice sheltered corner, they keep all of the leaves and look great even in the winter months. But if you put them in a sunny spot, they will flower and flower all summer long.
My mum's had one outside her back door and it's in a corner and she's had it outside, she's never protected it and it's been there for about 10 years and it's now about 2 or 3 metres tall and from midsummer to autumn every year it's smothered in beautiful pink flowers. So I can think of 2 places in Swaffham, in fact just across the road from where I live, a customer I look after, he's got one at the side of his house. There's another one as I go down into the high street on the left hand side. And we've had some nasty old winters since I lived in Swaffham, but they've got through. And the main thing is sometimes it's not so much the cold, it's a combination of cold and wet. So if you can plant these somewhere really well drained, and they don't mind being in really dry, poor soils as well. Don't put them in rich soils. They do well in really poor soils. If they've got really good drainage and dry soil, they'll get through the winter. And the older they get, the more mature they get. And I remember I've been to Tuscany a few times. I've been lucky to go to Tuscany. There's a place there called San Gimignano, and they've got these massive oleander. San Gimignano. It's called.
You're making it up.
San Gimignano. Honestly, Google it. It's known as the Tuscan Manhattan because it's got these huge, great big stone towers. That's what it's famous for. There were more, but unfortunately the Germans blew it up in the war. But it's a famous place. But what I was going to say was, in the gift shop there, they sell photographs of this place, and the oleanders were all covered in a thick layer of snow in the winter time.
God, they still survive.
Yeah, and when I went there in the summer, they were flouring their socks off.
Yeah.
So yeah, they
are
be
remarkable plants.
Yeah,
they are.
They can be hardier than what you think.
And they really, if you're trying to create that tropical corner in your garden, it doesn't get better than these. So we've got 3 colours. Last year, we brought these last year. It was the yellow that we could not keep up with in terms of stock. But if you'd like to go for the red at 680,057, £60.99 is all you're going to pay if you are a club member. Then we've got the white option as well, 680,058. And then the one that I would get today, before it sells out, is the yellow. They're all the same price, £16.99 for club members, £19.99 if you're not, 680,059. Just one thing, do not eat any part of the oleander. We all say that.
Absolutely.
So make sure you or your pets do not eat any part of the oleander.
And as that one's pronounced, Shaun? Angiolo Pucci.
Yeah. Angiolo Pucci.
There we go. We got it, didn't we?
That was all right.
I won't remember that for more than 5 minutes. Then.
No. Let's just call it yellow.
Yeah, yellow. Yellow's easy. Mellow yellow.
Right, just so I know we're only live till 12 o'clock today. By the way, Adam and I are going to be on TikTok this afternoon from about 1 o'clock.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, first TikTok we've done together. So if you want more plants, slightly different deals, then you can join us. Just download the TikTok app and you can join us from 1 o'clock onwards. And we do a few little giveaways and we have a bit of fun on TikTok as well. So if you're not, I know some of you are like, I don't know what TikTok is, never been on it. It's so easy just to download the app and join us. Just search for You Garden and Adam and I will come up live from around about 1 o'clock
And
onwards.
we'll have giveaways.
Yeah. Right, we'll come this side actually. The Celosia, brand new today. It's the first flame mix. You get 12 plug plants. All you need to do is grow them a little bit, keep them frost-free, and they will produce these amazing, colourful blooms all summer long. They're bright, they're vibrant. It's a party, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, they are, Shaun. You literally, I mean, that's a party in a pot. If you're going to put it in a container, these lovely, bright, unusual flower heads all the way through the summer, right into autumn. They look good all the way through. Fantastic colour mix there. If you want drama, and if you want a bedding plant that everybody's going to ask you what it is, and they're going to say, I want one, grow these, grow Celosias.
Reminds me of a bit of a carnival, doesn't it? Then we've got, love this, and so do you at home, brand new rhododendrons called the Bloom Bucks Light Pink. Really busy for these, and I'm not surprised. I think a lot of us, we think of rhododendrons as being a little bit brassy, a little bit bright. Don't get me wrong, we love those bright colours. But if you want a contrast, something a little bit more subtle, softer, then this is the Bloom Bucks Light Pink. I mean, I've never seen a rhododendron that colour before.
It's got all the attributes of a rhododendron, but all kind of shrunk down into a lovely compact plant. Well, you can see there, with that.
We do recommend appreciating this over a glass of wine.
Yes, yeah, we do. And it would be nice if she was looking at the plant rather than up into the sky. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's a lovely sort of ball shape as well, that rhododendron.
It is.
Nice and compact. It's going to flower like that for a good 4 or 5 weeks. Evergreen as well. So, they're looking good all the year through. And just look at the buds. I mean, these are the plants we're sending out to you. So, I mean, look at these fat buds. These are going to be flowering in May for you.
And if you are a club member, remember you can join today, £10 for the whole year, saving 15% on all of your plants and your compost and your pots. But you'd only pay £21.22. That's £7.07 per plant there. And very important, when you use our special offer code, which is YGTV1425, you will pay no postage on your orders either, which is fantastic. And you get all the discounts as well. So if you are new to You Garden TV, always use the offer code. It changes every week. But there's loads more, of course, on the website as well. So all you do is click on the You Garden TV logo. And this is everything on the show today. So anything that you see on the show, you'll get free shipping when you use our offer code YGTV 1425. Right, we've also got the Gaillardia grandiflora Azena Red. These are perennials, so these come back every single year. What an amazing colour that is, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what I'm thinking as well? I'm thinking this will look absolutely amazing planted with that Armistad, the salvia. They'd be nice together. That kind of purple and orange colour. But these are gorgeous. I love Gaillardias because they've got these big, bright, daisy-like flowers. This is a perennial that will come back for you year after year after year. Gets to about 18 inches, 2 foot tall. Can grow it in pots, can grow it in containers, can grow it in beds and borders if you want to. And again, the quality. Look at that.
Look at that.
That's a real rooty beauty there, isn't it? And a long flowering season on these as well, Shaun. I mean, these will flower for a good 2 or 3 months for you. All I'd suggest is keep deadheading them. The flowers will keep coming right up into the autumn, and you can enjoy these year after year after year. Just plant them somewhere bright, well drained and sunny.
And again, the pollinators love the Gaillardia there as well. 56854. These are little stars, aren't they? These are our pop stars, our phlox mix. Unusual, different, bright. But I love the actual shape of the flowers.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm showing my age now, but if these had been a pop star in the 80s, they'd have been Toyah. They'd have been Toyah Wilcox, because she was wild and brash and colourful and out there, or kind of even a Cyndi Lauper kind of character.
Cyndi Lauper,
could be, yes. Cyndi Lauper. I mean, look at these. Look at those beautiful kind of spiky, jagged flowers. Stu said, "There's Madonna." Tiffany. Oh, there's Beyonce. Yeah, I mean, just stunning, stunning flowers. And these really unusual, really different. Stu earlier on our producer said almost. You mentioned they look like fireworks exploding. They've got this wonderful colour palette. These are going to lift any garden, any pot, trough, hanging basket, bed or border.
You see, I'm thinking they're 5-star.
Oh,
do you remember 5-star?
I do. Yeah,
Rain or shine.
Yeah.
Because they had some costumes, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, you think of any sort of thing that's bright and cheerful and brash and out there and in your face. That's what these are. These will be a real talking point for you in the gardens. Not a lot of people would have seen these before. They might have seen the ordinary phlox with the smooth edges, but not the spiky edges.
Really different, brand new today, and you get all 12 of them for $400,548. The discount club price $12.74. Then we've got begonias, but this is the big mix. So you'll probably recognise this type of begonia. We do the Sahara mix, but these are bigger in terms of bigger flowers, bigger foliage, bit more of an impact.
We need to get it out of there because Stu's saying these are big gonias.
Begonias, yes, very, very good.
Yeah. You know the little bedding ones that you get? Well, these are almost pretty much the same set. These have been down the gym, and they're kind of, they're about 4 or 5 times bigger. These can get to about 30 centimetres tall. So, probably one of these is going to fill a sort of a container, I don't know, about 12 inches across, pretty much on its own.
I was going to say like a 30 centimetre pot.
Yeah. So, and these give real drama all the way through the summer, right up into the autumn until the frosts occur. And you get a nice mix of foliage colours. Some of them have got dark purpley foliage, some of them have got bright green, shiny foliage. They deadhead themselves. All you've got to do is plant them, leave them and love them. And if they're containers, just water and feed without blooming fast.
And we're saying they actually do remarkably well in sun or shade and everything in between. So, just filling up those orchid gaps, amazing. But it is about the size of those, far bigger in terms of the breeding, the size of the flowers and the leaves compared to other begonias. Right, very important. I know loads of you ordering today, and a big hello to everyone that's watching from the craft store as well. But don't forget to order our compost. It's our best-selling product here at Yew Garden, and we've been working with this compost for the best part of 2 decades now. And actually, anything that we grow here on the nursery is grown in this compost. And if there was a better compost, we always said, but if there was, we'd be using it.
We would be using it as well. And what I'm doing here, Shaun, is I'm making like a little dung ball out of this compost, because I want to show you, like, if you do that with some compost, it will just stay like that. But literally, you do the slightest little dot, and it just... Look at that, it just falls apart, it just crumbles into that beautiful, airy, open, light compost. Imagine if you're a little tiny seed, you're a little weeny plug plant and you want to make your way in life, you're going to love being in this stuff because you can get your roots down in there. It's got a wetting agent, so there's always going to be moisture in the compost. You've got up to 6 months of feed in this as well, so it's going to feed you as you're growing. It's pH balanced, so it's not too alkaline, it's not too acid. Comes in these plain bags. As a producer Stu says, the value is in the bag, not on the bag, and it just is the best compost. When I run out of this, I get really fed up.
Same here.
Because I did go down to one of those builders merchants down the road from me once, and they had a big stack of compost there, and I got about 6 bags of it. When I opened it up, and I'm going to say it as it was, it smelt like poo. That's all I can say. It just smelt like poo. It was horrible.
You do sometimes buy compost and you open it up and it's so unpleasant, isn't it? Or it's really dank and dark.
Or rigid. It's all gone into like some, when I've done cheapo ones at work, I've had to whack it with a spade before I've opened the bag, because it's like a bag of cement, almost semi-set.
And I did an experiment last year when I grew half my tomatoes in our compost and half in a peat-free, and the peat-free constantly dried out. Yeah. And the tomatoes ended up like tough and fibrous. A lot of coir-based composts, don't get me wrong, they have their place, But Koya is naturally very low in nutrition, isn't it?
And I tell you also, it has to come from the other side of the planet as well,
Yeah.
and it's got a huge carbon footprint and all
Yeah.
the other things. So yeah, there's pros and cons.
It comes from
for
coconuts,
everything.
and we don't grow coconuts in the UK. So,
not yet.
There's lots of ways of looking at compost, but one thing we can guarantee. This is the best that we know, and it gets amazing. Over the years, it's had thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. Wherever we've sold it, and we've sold it on various platforms, various shopping channels, it always gets amazing reviews. And if you're our club member, you save £3.75 every single time that you order. 100, 125. If you're not a club member, what are you playing at? Because we want to save you money, don't we, Adam?
We do.
We
Makes
do.
sense.
We want to save you money. And to be a club member, you can join today. You can save on your very first order. And all it is £10 for the year. Let's have a look at the benefits.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the U Garden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the U Garden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the U Garden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the U Garden Discount Club.
We really do love our discount club. I mean, it's so generous, isn't it? And so you can join today and then save money every single time that you place an order. Oh, and do you know, I keep forgetting the iPad, Adam.
You need that, Shaun?
I do.
Got your do your mirroring and your emails and your messages and your text messages and.
So Alwyn has sent a question in.
Oh, I always get nervous when questions come in.
Right, here we go.
Hope I know the answer. Fingers crossed.
Is it in the group chat or the email? Oh, sorry, I've just gone into the emails. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll share some of the pictures. So Neil... Right, Neil sent in a picture of his Barnsley baby. Right, it's got me now, so here we go, Neil. Let's have a little look. Hey!
Oh, look at that. See, it's done exactly what we said it would do. We said our picture wasn't photoshopped, and that one definitely isn't, and that's what it does. It's upright, it's compact, looks beautiful against that lovely blue colour.
I was going to say, I love the blue, Neil. I really do. So thank you, Neil. That was Neil's Barnsley baby. I don't know why I went all northern there, Barnsley baby. Right, what's Alison? So Alison sent us the berries and cream hyacinth, peony bowl of beauty, and the delphiniums. Sorry,
you made up a new plant there. Delphiniums.
Get your teeth in, Shaun. Right, here we go.
Are they crossed between delphiniums and lilies?
I think there was. That's the first. Thank you very much. And here's the next one. There they are, looking good. They'll be gorgeous. They should all be flowering.
Oh, they're definitely going to flower.
Yes.
I think it was a bit of stroke around them as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, she said she's stroke. I've been using a lot of
those
that this year as
pesky
well.
slugs at bay. We don't want them.
Oh,
loving them.
Good.
I can smell them.
What a wonderful bulb collection
I
that is,
absolutely adore the smell of hyacinths.
Yeah, same here. And all the little tete-a-tetes in the background with the hyacinths there. It's stunning. Right, so Alwyn sent us a question. So apparently she's got, what is it, Alwyn? 3 4-centre pots. I'm just going on the back of the group chat. She's already got oleanders, so...
Well, how about that pack of 3 azaleas, that little nice compact azalea we've got? The bloom, yeah.
We've got the big rhododendron collection.
Yeah,
the hybrids.
They'd be okay in there, wouldn't they? So 40 centimetres about kind of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just quickly show Alwyn those? I know they're at the back. Right.
Yes, because actually the width of the 30-litre pots is 40 centimetres, isn't it? So
yeah. So Alwyn, you will need some ericaceous compost because these love acid soil.
These are flipping beautiful plants.
They are massive.
Look at the buds.
What price are we doing these for?
Great big fat buds on those.
Right.
£10 each.
Yeah, Alwyn.
No.
Yeah, seriously. Can you hold another one?
My local garden centre.
Let me just get you the picture to show you, Alwyn.
I've got a garden centre near me, not the one beginning with D in case they're watching, because I love that one, but the one beginning with F. They would sell these for $19.99 each.
And Alwyn, that's what they look like. And for me, that is worth buying just for the lilac one.
Yeah, but again, they're the really bright kind of, and look at them. I mean, so many buds on there as well. I mean, these are going to flower their socks off, and these will flower for you sort of April. No, they won't. May into early June.
Yeah. And Alwyn, they'll all flower this year. They're already covered in, and everyone else that's watching, obviously, they're already covered in buds. They're evergreen. You've got lovely glossy foliage, and I'm going to say easy to grow, but you do need to grow them in ericaceous compost because they are acid loving.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're amazing. I mean, a tenner. In fact, Alwyn's a club member, so $25.47 Alwyn would be your price with free delivery. So they work out just over £8 each, about £8.50 each.
Stick one of your £5 vouchers in.
Yeah, if you got any, Alwyn. But they're amazing. I just think for me, they're one of the best value sets we've got on the show.
Yeah,
definitely. I've seen them on the nursery, Alwyn. They are superb.
I can't believe they're £10 each.
Yeah, well, even less if you're a club member.
That's just mad, because rhododendrons are really daft expensive in the garden centres. And as I say, the one not too far from me, that they wouldn't be embarrassed to try and sell you one of those for $29.99.
And I'm thinking, Alwyn, the good thing is they'd flower before your oleanders as well. So these would be flowering sort of like, end of April, May time. Then your oleander's probably going to start, mid to late June.
Yeah, so you're kind of extending that flowering period as well, aren't you? Yeah.
Do you like that, Alwyn?
Yeah, that's a brilliant choice there, Shaun. And also, they're just the right size, because, I mean, we've got some other things that are a bit smaller, and they might not look kind of big enough for a little while, whereas those would just look ideal for a pot that size.
Straight away, Alwyn.
Yeah.
So, yes, Alwyn likes those. And she's got ericaceous compost, brilliant. Question about holly.
Okay.
Producing new flower buds now, should I start feeding?
I mean, if it's in a pot or a container, you could start feeding from this month. Yeah, just follow the instructions. If it's in the ground, I wouldn't bother, to be honest, because hollies don't really need feeding. But if it is in a container, it might be one of the little lollipop ones on a standard. Yeah, won't hurt to give it a feed every so often. Definitely.
I've got mine in the ground. I must admit, I never feed them.
No. But obviously, if plants die and you've ordered them from us and they've got our lifetime guarantee and the little snowflake symbol, then we can send you a replacement.
Yeah, we give a lifetime guarantee on any hardy plant. So yeah, I've just said it. If you've bought a plant from us and it's got the snowflake symbol, it comes with a lifetime guarantee. We will replace it. Doesn't matter when you bought it, but all you have to pay is the postage and packaging. If it's a bedding plant or if it's a frost tender plant, then you learn from your mistakes. So even look, Adam. Let's be honest. We've killed a few plants in our time.
You know what? I do quite often say, if I could have all the money in the room now for all the plants I've ever bought and didn't survive for one reason or another, I'd be a wealthy man. But that's gardening,
It is.
We try. Sometimes we succeed. Sometimes we don't.
And every year's different, But I think the more experience you get, you do kill a lot less, don't you?
You do, yeah, because and also you get to know your garden. You get
Yes,
to know
you
what
do.
works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
This one definitely works. This Deutzia, I adore this Deutzia because Deutzias, I remember Deutzias from the 70s and 80s when I was a sort of a nipper, and they used to be sort of great big 6, 7, 8 foot gangly, spindly kind of
that,
shrubs.
yeah.
And take a lot of space. This one only gets to about 60 centimetres. It's got this lovely compact shape, almost kind of like a domed hummock kind of shape to it. And it's quite unusual as well because again, because I remember Deutzias used to flower for about 4 weeks, and then that was about
your
it.
lot, wasn't
that
it?
was your lot.
Yeah.
This one keeps going throughout the summer. It keeps producing more and more flowers throughout the summer. I mean, again, I will caveat that a little bit because it does have that kind of main big flower display, probably about May time, but then it will keep throwing out flowers every so often. And this one, look at, I mean, this is what we're sending out to you. We're sending out to you plants like this, so you will get flowers on yours this year. You can already see all the little flower buds on the end there. Great for beds and borders, fantastic container plant, bone hardy, get for any winter, quite drought tolerant as well. If you're going to grow it in the garden, grow it right at the front of the borders, just grow it somewhere nice and open and sunny, although it will take a bit of dappled shade as well. No problems with disease or anything like that. Just, yeah, really straightforward. And when you look at those flowers up close, they almost remind me a little bit of apple blossom. They've got that kind of look to them. But yeah, this is a knockout shrub, this one, and I'll just lean it forward there so you can see right into it and how sort of beautiful.
And
look
I
at
like
that.
the fact that it comes in the pink pot as well, don't you?
Yeah, I like the way they coordinate the pots. I always save all their different coloured pots in my garden, and I put other things in them.
And I often find, like in the winter time, I use a lot more coloured pots because when it's really dull outside, the pots just add that
give it a
bit of
lift,
colour.
don't they? Yeah.
So if you want to go for that one, it's brand new again, £24.99, 511-678. The club price there is just £21.25. Now we're going to move on to our Euphorbia collection. We've had a lot of orders on euphorbias over the past 12 months, and we've got 2 here for just £14.99. And you've got the Silver Edge, that one down there, and this one is the
Ascot
Rainbow. Yes.
Yeah.
What lovely colours.
Yeah, they are. And what I like about euphorbias is they're evergreen, so they look good all the year through. But then they have these really unusual flowers, these really strange, different, unusual flowers. And what I did was, this isn't coming with these today, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop the Miner's Merlot in front because I'm just thinking if you've already purchased the Miner's Merlot, to have these two in the same area as the Miner's Merlot would be an absolute fantastic mix.
It would.
Contrasts so well, doesn't it?
Yeah, don't get nervous, keep talking.
I'm trying not to get nervous.
Yeah.
But,
Why would we ever get nervous in the potting shed? You may be asking.
We've got to be on good behaviour now.
How could that ever happen? Well, what if the head gardener suddenly arrives in the potting shed? The one at the Peter McDermott.
I've got the hoe.
Hello.
I've been doing a few tasks. It's very well worn, this one.
Oh, I love those old tools. Yeah.
It's like us.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you need a well-worn hoe.
How are you, sir? How are you?
You've got to keep a nice edge on it, though. Get your file out and just sharpen that edge once in a while. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Peter.
You're looking well.
Thank you. You
Good.
too.
I'm going to pop my hoe.
Have you seen much of the show, Peter? Because we've got some amazing deals today.
Well, I know.
Haven't we?
I always like to pop in just to check out what you're up to be honest, because nobody tells me.
Well,
they like to say, well, it's a surprise, isn't it? And it's not.
Yeah, we're always busy slashing prices, and Peter doesn't realise that. He has come in and said, and we're not joking, sort of said, why is that on air at that price? But
well, exactly. So we're in the peak of our season. You know, we've got some of the best product of the year, I think, at the moment.
I think we've got some really unusual things as well. Lots of new.
Miner's Merlot. I've got to tell you, I have got, I reckon, 6 of those in my garden. And it is just, I planted it over a year ago, and they are now beautifully established. They've got flowers on already. Just amazing. It's just one of, if you're going to grow a lovely plant that will give you year-round interest, I think Euphorbia generally does that, but Miner's Merlot is just different level.
Can you tell me, Peter, how the hell are you doing those rhododendrons for £10 each?
Yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't know. He doesn't know we are.
I've seen them in a garden centre not far from me for $29.99 for pretty much that size. I mean, that's phenomenal.
You know, Adam, the reason we can bring such great value is because there are no middlemen.
Right.
You know, we're buying in volume. So the whole thing about you gardeners, it's not about having the biggest range, it's about having the best range and the right range. So we bring high quality products to customers, and the number of options of any sorry, look at that.
I mean, the buds on that.
I know. I love the colours, particularly the lilac one as well, Peter.
Yeah, I think they are superb. So what are they for the set of 3? £29.97.
Yeah, £25.47 for club members.
Wow.
Yeah, £8.50 each.
That is
delivered free, Peter.
Right, that offer's cancelled in 5 minutes' time.
Exactly.
That's gone.
Alwyn,
that.
Get yours now before it
I
goes
had
price
to do
up.
that last time I popped in briefly.
You had to check. Yeah.
I did. Where's Will?
Will's not here today.
I'm going to find you, Will. I'm going to hunt you down.
Yeah. But,
But the reason we can bring such great value is we buy in volume. We work with growers who produce fine quality, absolutely perfect quality, but they know they're going to sell a good number. So we don't want to, buy bits and pieces. We're buying in big numbers, and because of that, we've got the economies of scale, and we pass that on. So, whereas in a garden centre, they might have, 10 of these available, we're buying thousands.
Yeah.
And that's why we're bringing such incredible value. So, and I'm sure that probably is the right price. But I'm going to go and check.
I tell you what, with the
and if it isn't, it's going to go up. So if you think you might buy it, I would get on with it.
Can you say, just while you're here, Peter, will you say hello to all of our craft store viewers as well?
Yes.
We're on the craft store today as well.
Lovely. Well,
yes.
Yes, great to see you. Great to see you. Hope you're enjoying it, and hope, gardening and crafting, very similar, I think. It's all about creation, it's all about making things, and it's, making a garden, replanting a garden is very much, I think, very much in the sort of ethos of crafting.
Yeah, well, a lot of crafters garden and vice versa, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about colour, isn't it, and design and all that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So
we have got quite a few new things today as well, Peter. Can you see, Stu's busy now. Who's Stu got in the... Where's Stu
I don't know.
Who's Stu talking
He's
to?
probably having a coffee morning or something. He's probably got the, he's probably...
Oh, there he is. I knew it
He's
disappeared.
probably got the girls from the village in or something. I don't know what he's up to.
So, just look at that. Anything that catches your eye out of the new things, Peter?
Oh.
What do you reckon?
Well, celosia.
Yeah, I like that.
That takes me back to when I was first at horticultural college, about 1 million years ago. It's not actually a plant.
Did you study it there then?
Yeah.
Really?
I went to horticulture.
No, I know you did, but I just didn't realise you'd studied this plant. Because when did it arrive in the UK?
No, I think, you see, this is a plant, celosia. I don't know when it first arrived in the UK. Blimmin' hell. I'm a gardener, not a historian.
I can remember them in the 70s.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah,
this is my point.
I remember in gardens back then.
Continue, Peter.
I was at horticultural college in the 80s.
Never.
I know. I look as though I'm in my mid-20s now.
Yeah, how you do?
That's just my waist. So celosia was one of those very traditional, a bit like the semperflorens begonias, and that when the sort of very formal bedding displays that you would have seen, the traditional bedding display. Celosia was one of those things that you might have seen in that kind of area as a dot plant, literally bringing some emphasis and a little bit more height. But they are incredibly durable, and they're very blousy, they're very bright, they bring a different texture, so yeah.
Now, can you remember which countries they originate from, Peter?
Celosia,
No pressure.
To be fair,
I'm going to say South America.
Oh, yes.
Get in.
Yeah.
We had to Google it.
Yes.
We did a Google, didn't
Yes.
we? So I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we see, still got it.
Don't start on me, Brian. Otherwise, that's why
I had to guess South
that's
Africa.
why I walk around with my hoe at all times, because any nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, well done.
Yeah.
You'll be weeded out with his hoe if there's any nonsense.
Yeah. Don't start on me. Anyway, so and again, you've got, funnily, at the opposite end of that table, you've actually got the semperflorens begonias, which I just think are amazing. They just are brilliant. And again, think about the UK weather. We're in an amazing weather pattern at the moment, but the reason I think products like Begonia semperflorens and the celosia were, in their day, such popular, almost, constant features of bedding displays is their durability. They just, whatever the weather, they just stand up to it, and they do it with incredible performance month after month.
And the mix we've got today, Peter, is the big mix with the bigger flowers and the bigger foliage.
This is like your traditional edging begonia, but on steroids. No, because semperflorens begonias would be the edge, wouldn't they?
They would be about
just before the grass.
5 or 6 inches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is just like those in terms of the look and feel of them, but they're just on steroids. It's a bit like they've been. What's that stuff that weightlifters eat? to really bulk their muscles up. You know, it's
creatine.
Anabolic steroids.
Yes.
I don't think we've given that to our begonias,
No.
but it's the plant equivalent of that.
Right, just while you're here, Peter, we've got the oleanders back today.
Yeah.
The most popular is the yellow.
Yes.
Why is the yellow? We just don't see it as often, do we?
Rarity. It's a rarity. I mean, even if you go to the Mediterranean on holiday, you'll see loads of pinks, you'll see loads of reds, you'll see loads of whites. The yellow's relatively rare.
Yeah.
And was that? I remember that being the first to sell out last year.
It was.
Yes.
Interestingly, the yellow and the white have been incredibly popular, and the white standard, if you remember,
Yes. Yeah.
went incredibly. So
the only thing is, Peter, you've made it hard for us this year because last year it was like yellow, white, red, or pink. Now we've got these names.
I know.
Yes.
Well, I was actually on the nursery where these are grown, and it is just breathtaking. The guys that grow our oleanders, it's in Sicily, and their nursery is massive, and it is if you visualise having a spirit level across the top of the crop, they're beds and borders of oleanders that are being produced are. I mean, in fact, for next time I'm going to make sure Stuart's got a couple of pictures. So I've got them on my phone, but I don't think I'm going to show.
Yeah, Stuart actually would like to go on the trip. He wants a bit of a jolly.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. Well, continental mini breaks in the name of work can only happen for me. So no.
You mentioned, Peter, about the standard. Are you bringing some? We have some standards.
The standards were delivered into us. The first delivery of standards were delivered in this week.
Wow, brilliant.
I think.
I'll go and have a look later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I love the standards because, again, when we were there, the team were actually preparing the next crop of standards, and I saw something I'd never seen before. So there were two guys. One had a measuring stick and one had a chainsaw. Okay, and they were getting branches of oleander stems, and they must have been 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches across, diameter of the stem. And then they basically chopped them into sections of exactly the right height. And then they put them into these little pots to get them rooted, to get the bottom section rooted. And then once they're rooted, they go into the bigger pot, and then the heads form. And when you look at the process, I'll get the video. I'm going to get Stuart to get this made up into a little video for you, so you can see it. But you look at it and you think there is no way that's ever going to grow. There's no way that section of woody stem will root. It just won't happen, but it does.
Wow.
It is remarkable, absolutely remarkable.
So that's how they get reasonably big plants quick, because they're growing them
Peter,
from
I'm just going to
that
get the
chunky
yellow
bit of
one,
wood.
Go on.
I never knew that.
We were
Learn
so
something new every day.
impressed with. They're just so multi-stemmed, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Well, and also never forget that with our oleanders, you don't actually get one plant. You get 3.
And you can see that there.
Yeah, exactly. That every one of these has got 3 cuttings in. So I'm not saying you should do this particularly, but you could if you wanted to. You could get yours up, you could just take them apart, and then you've got 3 plants. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So you've actually got 3 plants included here within that same section. So and they're beautiful because they've got the bud formed, and this is just at the right time. And with the weather pattern we're seeing right now, I mean, you're going to have a Mediterranean garden to die for this year, aren't you?
I am. But I actually.
Well, you are. So you're stealing some, are you?
I did. No, I got them last year.
Anything you need to talk about?
No, it's not.
Hey,
I'm a member of the discount club, so the prices. The prices are
I
great.
think I might be putting in some TikTok shop sample requests for these.
Can I just say, Peter, I am now a VIP customer because I got sent the big catalogue.
Well, there we are.
So I have spent a lot of money with your garden.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that, Shaun.
Stu just said it's just because I know I've got rubbish eyes and need the big print. But no, the prices are amazing, and that for $16.99 for club members.
That is amazing.
And my mum's got these, and they survived the whole of the winter, and we didn't protect them. They were, they were at the back of the garden. Against the shed, but they did really well. Well,
I would say with oleander and lots of other Mediterranean beauties is several things. First of all, these are hardy to -5. So literally, if you've got them in your garden -5, they're going to be okay. Okay, pretty much any winter they're okay. But actually, by starting now and getting them established, you increase the probability of them getting really well established ahead of the next winter. And the example I always use. Our nearest mainline station to here is Peterborough, and if you park in the short-term car park at Peterborough, there is a brick-built raised bed, and it's got the biggest oleander I've ever seen, and it's been there winter after winter after winter after winter. And what they've done is really clever. So first of all, they've got it established, and it's really now settled in. It's looking great, and so on. but it's in a raised bed. So the drainage is perfect. So the roots don't like to get wet and sodden and then frozen. So if you've got your oleander in an area where it's really well drained, ideally south facing,
yes,
or certainly southwesterly facing, it will give you an even better result.
The only thing I'm going to say is the yellow is the most popular today. Some people are pleased to see you, Peter.
Oh,
yes,
that's a rarity. Isn't
yes,
it, from what you tell
I mean, Anne said that you've come to check on the two naughty boys.
Exactly.
Alwyn said, "Nice to see you, Peter." She's one of our regulars.
They don't let me out very often. You see, that's the problem. I often I'd like to come more often, but they won't let me. Shaun locks the door from the inside normally, especially when he does the really long shows. He locks the door from the inside. Won't let anybody else in. And it's me. That's what it says.
Of course.
Me. That's it.
Now, we have been told, however, Peter, we have 7 minutes left.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I've got to take my hoe and I'm going. I've got some work to do. That's the trouble. Now the weather's improved, the weeds start growing.
Yeah.
And I don't like using weed killer, so
Well, you better crack on, Peter.
Right, nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Well.
Have a good day.
That's our Peter, head gardener here at Yew Garden, for those that don't know Peter McDermott. Right, we have got a few more items that we haven't shown you yet. There's one that I know is Mexican flea bane. I pronounce it Rigeron. How do you pronounce it?
I say Rigeron. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Carvinskianus.
Carvinskianus, yeah, we agree on that one, definitely. But
and these are fantastic for, first of all, ground cover.
Yeah.
So great for. I've got these in a really. It's like a rubbly area where I've got like rocks, gravel. It's all a bit of a mess, but it seems to thrive on poor soil.
They do, yeah. And once you've got these, you've got them. They're a bit like forget-me-nots, aren't they?
Yes.
Because they seed about, and they come up all over the place, but in a good way. And they form these lovely carpets. They only get about 4 or 5 inches tall, but like Shaun said, they'll grow in the most ridiculously punishing places. And I know that because I live in a bungalow, and the end of my bungalow is our drive into our garage, and the actual drive runs right up against the wall of the bungalow, and they've actually grown in about a 5 centimetre crevice at the base of the wall. So
that was our head gardener just leaving. If you saw that,
the head gardener's head.
Head gardener's head. Yeah. Yes,
but they were
still
almost
with a reasonable amount of hair on it, I have to say, Peter. Not bad. Not bad. He's been using our blooming fast, I think. Only joking, of course. But these change colour as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do. As the flowers age, they start off this lovely white colour, and now, hang on, is it the right? I always get this the wrong way round. They start off white, then they go pink.
Start off white, yes.
Yep, start off white, and then they fade to that gorgeous pink. So you might think you've got 2 different coloured plants, but they're exactly the same plant. But as Shaun said, they'll grow in really poor soils, stony soils, gravelly soils. They'll grow in the smallest little nook and cranny and crevice in paving in places like that. They're silly drought tolerant, ridiculously drought tolerant, and they just flower for month after month after month, and they come back year after year after year.
And you do get all 3 of those, fully winter hardy, and brilliant ground cover, and they thrive in the poorest of soils. Right, what else have we seen? Right, the rhododendron.
Hydrangea.
Sorry, I thought we were going to go to the triple rhododendrons. Apologies. We've got to mention the hydrangea before we run out of time, because this is brand new and it's called Polestar. The first thing that I really loved when I was reading up on this is the compact nature, because this one only goes to about 50 by 50 centimetres. Yep. So I think it's fair to say probably one of the smallest hydrangeas we've ever brought you.
And also, it stays in flower pretty much all summer. But what it does, a little bit like we were talking about the Origeron just now, the flower colours change as the flower matures. So it starts off a white colour, and then as the flower ages, you get these greens, you get these pinks. So you can leave these flower heads on all the way through the summer, and you get that wonderful change of colour. And then don't even cut them off after that, because they look fantastic in the winter time. When you see these in the winter covered in a hoarfrost or a little light covering of snow, they look good. And the sort of the faded flower heads protect the shoots underneath. So if you want to grow a hydrangea, you might just 3 floors up and got a balcony, you can grow this in a container. Yeah. It's brilliant.
I am really tempted with this, and I have got quite a few hydrangeas.
Good for shade as well.
Yes. But it is the fact that if you've got some of my hydrangeas do get really big, you know. Certain hydrangeas can grow to about 1.5 meters. I mean, some of Peter's, our head gardener, he's got the incredible, and they're big.
Yeah, they get bigger, don't they?
So compact, repeat flowering, beautiful colours. I love that. It's like a shabby chic to that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a shabby. And I tell you what, as well, if you're going to grow things in containers, this would make a really nice contrast with the cornice we've got. Is it Nightfall? Nightfall's, is it the Nightfall? The name of the little cornice?
The elbow, yes.
Yeah, the sort of the dark foliage of that against this would look fantastic if you're going to container grow them.
And again, they're already in 9cm pots, nice root
Good
systems.
root system there.
Coming back into leaf right now, and threes do. I mean, Adam's a multi-award winning gardener. He's got 4 gold awards at Chelsea. He's got some silver guild awards. He has won the odd silver, but he hates the silver award.
Don't mention that.
You know, garden design, planting in threes works so well.
It does, yeah. 3s, 5s, 7s, odd numbers.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you plant either side of a front door or something, then pairs are good. But
by the way, we want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been watching on the craft store. Really appreciate it. And as we say, gardening and crafting does work hand in hand for so many of us. A lot of my friends are crafters and they love gardening. A lot of my friends are gardeners and they love crafting. So it's a delight to be working with the craft store. We are about to finish, but we are going to extend the show on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you are watching us via the craft store right now, you can continue watching via YouTube and Facebook. All you need to do is type in You Garden and you will find us, because we are going to be live for about another 15 minutes or so. But yeah, massive thank you to everyone at the craft store that's been ordering today, and some of you have joined our club as well. So yes, we will bid you farewell, but keep watching on YouTube and Facebook as well, because there's quite a few things we haven't seen. Adam,
there are,
isn't there?
yeah,
Yes.
there's a few things around still. Sure, we've got some camellias we haven't shown. We've got those
the hydrangea, the climbing hydrangea we haven't seen.
We've got a climbing